Hey everybody, Nick here, and today I got a review for you of this very interesting little knife. This is the Stiletto, and it's on loan from my buddies Frankie and Bird over at the Birdshot IV channel. And of course, this is a high-end sort of thing, so I gotta make weight. Doesn't feel quite right. The gloves, that it's like they're talking to me. That there's some sort of effect going on here. Hello everybody, Nicholas here, and today I would like to review for you the perfect ultimate gentleman's knife. Now, of course, a gentleman's knife is classically considered to be something along the lines of, well, a small, unobtrusive sort of folder that's designed for the boardroom rather than for the job site. This, however, is a different sort of gentleman's knife. This is a gentleman's knife that captures not just the practicality, the everyday life of a gentleman, but the truest spirit of the gentleman's life, and allow me to explain. First off, a size comparison. Here it is, relative to a Spyderco Dragonfly, another excellent gentleman's option, and another great gentleman's knife, the ZT 0452 CF. As you can see here, slightly smaller, again, more gentlemanly. Let's go on ahead and talk about the good, the excellent, the bad, and the ugly of this particular pocket knife. The true good of this knife is that it reminds us what it is to be a true gentleman, or gentlewoman, for that matter. As you can see, for instance, the entire knife is a beautifully designed metaphor in this way. You can see that there are two layers to each scale. You have the soft, lustrous, golden outside exterior, and you have a harder, brass, hard interior. And this is a reminder of the duality that exists within us both. We all have the exhibition, and we have the interior strength. And as with all things in life, there are considerable gaps between these two layers in our world. So this knife serves to remind us of that balance between the lustrous exterior and the strong interior in any true gentleman or gentlewoman. Next issue, you can see here that there are balance holes drilled on this side of the knife, but not on this side. This is an attempt to maintain the balance, to reduce the weight further to this end, so that the knife's balance moves more forward. Now, of course, though, this being a metaphor, you must notice that the balance is actually still very, very far back. And that's just serving to remind us that there is no such thing as true balance in this world. The world is a dynamic system, and so you need to respond actively to those things that throw you off balance. You cannot rely on mere holes in your golden exterior to portray that. Moving on, the smooth deployment on this knife is spectacular. Any gentleman should respond swiftly and calmly to any necessity, if you will. But the poor closing action on this knife is also symbolic. It requires considerable force and is frankly a little bit on the rough side. And, well, this symbolizes the simple fact that if you deploy for some sort of a conflict, if you go out and you go into the world to get things done, you may not always return home the same man you left. And that's okay, you're still a gentleman. But this is something to remember, to keep with humility close to your heart. Of course, there are other aspects that remind us of other parts of what it is to be a gentleman. For instance, one role of a true gentleman is to keep an eye out not just for your own generation, but for the coming generations, for the children, if you will. And this knife was made by children, in China, no doubt. And as such, it's a constant reminder that you need to not only consider what's going on in your life, but the children's as well. Moving on, the clip holder here is a plastic piece, and as you can see here, it is slowly disintegrating. There are cracks already. I suspect it won't last long, but that's okay, because this is a reminder of the impermanence of life itself, and of possession. Clips being a symbol of possession, the fact that the clip is slowly disintegrating helps us to remind us that no matter how hard we cling, at the end of the day, all will be taken from us, and we must be grateful for what we have in the moment. And of course, there's the blade. The blade is of a German stainless steel, which, much like surgical stainless steel, which is a, reminder that we must be as doctors in all aspects of our lives. And it has a dagger-like blade, but it's only dagger-like. I mean, it reminds us that our true function is to help. We must have some aggression in us to protect those that we love, but at the same time, it's not necessarily a true dagger, as this side isn't sharpened. Which reminds us, in a symbolic way, to check that very aggression that keeps us safe. We must be aggressive, but we must not let it control us. We must not let it cut us open later on. Oh, spectacular. And so that, of course, is the good of this knife. It is truly symbolic of everything that it means to be a gentleman. The great, of course, is that it is of gold. And gold, of course, throughout history has represented purity. And the purity of the truest gentleman, or gentlewoman for that matter. Yet, at the same time, it's all a symbol. It just keeps getting deeper and deeper, this knife. It is not true gold. As you can see here, it has begun to corrode. Or at least on the inside it certainly has. And so, this reminds us that the purity of the soul is not required. In fact, it may not even be possible. This hint of rust reminds us of the deep taint that is human nature, and of our need to keep our base instincts in check if we'd like to maintain this nice, beautiful veneer. And of course, at this point, it's very clear that there's just nothing bad about this knife at all. And, well, the ugly of this... Oh, man. I don't know what the heck came over me there. I need to see a doctor. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, this is kind of a piece of crap. Stiletto, really? Anyways, that's weird. I hope this has been interesting to you. I gotta see the tape, see what just went on there. I blacked out for a little while. I hope this is interesting to you, Frankie and Bud. Thank you very much for sending this guy along. I better keep those gloves off. There must be some kind of formaldehyde or something in those. Yikes. And have yourselves an absolutely wonderful and gentlemanly rest of your day. Bye-bye now.